So, good morning, good afternoon, those people in America, those people in fancy Beit Shemesh. Um, some good news, Baruch Hashem, my son is actually, my older son, Yoni's actually here in Beit Shemesh, at least until Shabbos morning. He came home and a few minutes ago, and Baruch Hashem, so it's good. I know exactly where he is now. He's in Beit Shemesh. So the past couple of weeks, I really had no idea exactly where he was, what he was doing, but he's home for a little bit at least, and that's some good news there. But we still need tefillos for the other soldiers that are there in really rough areas and rough situations. So next week's parsha, one of the, again, packed full of stories, just an incredible amount of things that are taking place. First piece I wanted to kind of focus on was Chaya Sara, 127. So we all know that 100, like 20, like 7, and all the tova, 100, 100 was like 20, as far as mitzvah, 20 like 7, as far as beauty. Okay, but kol tova, kol shavin l'tova, everything was good. All the years, one time was good years. And we go to the next pasuk, and we're like, okay, next pasuk, Hebron. I'm like, whoa. And Siva Shalom was like, all good? All good? Name one good thing that happened to start her life. Name one. Leaving her family, famine, kidnapped by Paro, kidnapped Avimelech, having to take a co-wife, having the co-wife have a child before you, having the co-wife kind of go against what you're doing, what you're saying. Malachim are talking trash about you because you're laughing, and Torah calls you out on it. So again, name the good part. name the good years. Forget about 127 good years. Name one good story. A part of the Torah where it says that Sarah was able to sit down and have some iced tea or something. It's gunished. So the Shiva Salom kind of takes a step back and says, well, you have to define what the word good is. And, we look at good. Good. Life is good. The internet's working. Internet's working. The phone's fine. The kids are fine. Job, getting a bonus. All those things, that's good. And Siva Shalom says, not really. For a tzaddik, for the most, good was at the end of your life. Did you do good? Did you reach the levels that you were supposed to reach? That's good. Good isn't just what things you accomplish in the world as far as, gashmias things, a house and a car and fancy computers or something. Good is to do your tafkid. That's good. Because Siva Shalom says you can go 120 years, go to Shemayim, and they're like, well, you learned a lot of Torah, but you didn't really do your job. You're like, what? Dafyomi, I did. It wasn't your job. People that are really in tune to what their tafkid is, Ali Shor talks about this a lot, people really in tune to what their weaknesses, their strengths are, and they can focus on that, and then they know that they're doing good, they're doing the right thing. At the 127, all her days were good, because every trial, tribulation, every test, she was able to succeed. And you can look back at 127 years as that was a good life, because anything that was thrown at Avram and Sarah, they succeeded. So not only just the days were good, and everything was good, because the tests were for good. And you could look back and say that was a good life because she really accomplished everything she had to do. Second point, Siva Shalom talks about, is when we talk about Shnei Chaya Sara, Vayu Chaya Sara, Mei Yasha, it repeats, these are the years of Sarah twice in the first pasuk. And it's very strange. You don't see many times things repeated. Well, nothing's repeated really. Very few times things are repeated as far as the age. One thing comes to mind is Yosef. It mentions Yosef died 110 twice. In Bereshis, in Shmos, Vayechi in Shmos, and Pacha Yitzchak talks about that, which is always a question why that is. You don't see many places where it talks about the age of people. Sometimes we know the age of somebody based on the Medrash, based on some of the timelines that took place, but we don't see a lot of times where the Torah, we don't know how old Rivka was when she died, or Rachel. We can figure out these things, in the Gemara talks about some of these things, but Chaya Sara 127, Shnei Chaya Sara. Vayu Chaya Sara. Then it says, why repeating this twice? And the Shiva Shalom has a very interesting take on this. Because we all learned yeshiva, and a lot of Mefarshim talk about that Baruch Shmaso, she heard about the Akedah, she died. Okay. And the Shiva Shalom says, that may be true. I mean, obviously she died at that time, but that wasn't the cause of it. So it wasn't like she was scared of the Akedah Yitzchak, she was frightened of the Akedah Yitzchak, she had charata. Oh my gosh, why did Avram do this? And it killed her son, it killed her. No, the Sefer Shalom says, no, not really. That was the time. That was literally the time she's supposed to die. And the Torah goes out of its way twice to say, these are the days of Sarah, 127. And if there was no Akedah, or yes Akedah, or the Mets were playing, she was going to die at that time. And there's a Gzeira, the Sefer Shalom says, from the Suda, that Yom Hikomelis Yitzchak, that was the Gzeira, that already Yitzchak was weaned off, and he was already going to grow. So from that moment, there was a Gzeira that Sarah was going to die at this time, regardless of the Akedah. And, okay, it's cute. But Sefer Shalom goes to the next level and says, this is really, again, for us. And he keeps hammering this every week, Sefer Shalom. It's not just stories, and I keep saying this, I know, because I hear myself, I said last week before. These are just stories in a good book to tell the kids. These are stories for us, for every person. We say the end of Ma'ariv, Hashem should protect us from the Yetzer Hara before us and after us. So, okay, before us, I get it. You know, stumbling blocks before a mitzvah. Can I afford it? It's too difficult. I'm not in the mood. Oh my gosh, I went to sleep really late last night. Shach was so early. Stumbling blocks before us. But as far as stumbling blocks after us, you know, you davened already. What's the stumbling block? You put tefillin on. What's the stumbling block afterward? You did chesed. What, if you fall, if you do an Aveira, I'm afraid it goes away. If I do an Aveira after the mitzvah, it takes it away. Like what is this talking about? So many times we leave a mitzvah and we really are on a high, which we should be actually. And the Sefer Shalom says be very careful, because a lot of times you do a mitzvah and all of a sudden there's a sense of gaiva, an accomplishment that, look, I did this. You know, you go to shul, you're on time, you daven. I see people struggling, they're coming late, or they can't, or they're on their phone, whatever it is. And you look at them, look at me. Or guy comes collecting tzedakah, everyone's put a quarter, 50 cents, you put $1 in there. Boom. Whatever mitzvah it is, or the nicest esrog, whatever it is. And a lot of times we have this sense of gaiva. And the Sefer Shalom says that's the worst thing. And he quotes Shmelka of Nicholsburg, says even if you get up in the middle of the night, say til chatzos, and you're davening all morning, and you're learning all day, you're really not at the level of Hashem. You're not there. You're really not there. You think we can delude ourselves to thinking we're doing exactly what Hashem wants, and look at me, look at my accomplishments, look at my certificate on the wall. No. You know, if you think that, then you're not over to Hashem. Moshe Avdi. We're in the sense of always paying back all the chesed Hashem gives us. And that's the worst thing. And he says, in his words, it's like taking this mitzvah, throwing it to the ocean, throwing it to the abyss. So you can imagine, or you can think about how bad gaiva is. You think about it, you know, well, let's talk about this. Like, what, you're so special? Hashem gave you these things. You know, Hashem made you smart. Hashem gave you koach. Hashem gave you the ability to, Hashem gave you the wisdom to get a good job. So the accomplishment that you have because you did X mitzvah or Y or Z, you know, a lot of it, or most of it, or maybe all of it, is really from Hashem. And it's v'chinam. All the things are really for free Hashem gave you. So what's this guy for? You know, we're all gonna die. We all get sick once in a while. We all turn gray. So what's this guy you have in the world? Really, it's fleeting. And you have this gaiva. It's like taking the mitzvah and just throwing it into the ocean, which, again, his words, but pretty powerful. I'd like to say maybe it's worse than failing the Nisayon. You failed the Nisayon. It's morning. It's 7 o'clock. You're trying to go to shul. Oh, screw that! I'm going to sleep. Okay, you failed the Nisayon. You had the Yetzer Hara. You failed the Nisayon. You're exhausted. Okay, you move on. But to pass the test and now fail for Gaiva, that's not even that's not even the Yetzer Hara thing. It's a personal thing. You can't even say, oh, the Yetzer Hara made me feel Gaiva. It's a you thing. Every other mitzvah, you fail. Okay, Yetzer Hara, Hashem, you made me this way. I have the Yetzer Hara for this, that, and the other. Gaiva is something that you kind of built up on yourself. You can't point to other people. You can't point to the Yetzer Hara. It's a you thing. And perhaps this is why the Siyur Shalom, at least the way I see it, is that this is worse than failing your test. And the Siyur Shalom says, well, this is exactly the point of why it mentions 127. Because the Yetzer Hara wanted Avram to regret that mitzvah. So she dies 127, and it worked out exactly. So they told Sarah, Yetzer Hara Satan told Sarah, at that moment, there was an Akedah, because that was when she was supposed to die. And now Avram was supposed to now go home and say, oh my gosh, she really died because of that. And Siyur Shalom says, no, the Torah says very clearly twice. She died at 127. That's why she died. And the Akedas Yitzchak stands for us as a zchus every year, every day. And if this would have been any doubt or regret on the part of Abraham, then there wouldn't have been this saving part of the Bnei Yisrael. Each year, unfortunately, we do Averos, we always have the shofar to protect us. We always have the shofar to stand up for us, the koach of Mesiras Nefesh, or what people do. They tap into this koach of Abraham, whether it's the soldiers, whether it's people putting hundreds of sandwiches together, whether it's people supporting, standing in line at the coffee shop in the city to stand up for Israel and stand up for what's right. We get this from Abraham, Mesiras Nefesh. This is really get from Abraham. And if Avram would have regretted that Kadesh just for a second, we wouldn't have this power and this koach. And that's what we try to do. We try to tap into this koach of Abraham, and hopefully it stands by us. It continues to stand for us, and hopefully the soldiers, this war ends quickly, and I hope there's no more soldiers that get injured or die. And hopefully we have a good Shabbos. We only hope hear good things. Shabbat Shalom.